Reading feels competitive now. We have yearly reading goals, seasonal challenges, page goals, and daily reading sprints. Some of these are interactive, others are gamified, and some are just simple ways to see your progress. If you track your reading life online, then you'll be well aware of this pressure-filled reading world staring you right in the face. The aim of these challenges? To do one simple thing: get you to read more books. But do they achieve it? And for us as readers, are they worth our time? I don't know about you, but I'm getting pretty sick of everything being gamified, AI-ified, or made to be some kind of challenge or productivity task. Reading has always had some kind of challenge element bundled alongside it. If you started reading when you were in school, you had readathons, book days, and reading set as homework. As an adult, you're bombarded with challenges and tracking platforms. The general gist, I'm getting anyway, is that people cannot be trusted to read unless it becomes a challenge, unless we gamify it. Gamifying generally means applying elements of game playing to an activity. This could be anything from point scoring to competition with others and adding achievements, all to make something more fun or competitive, like a game. When you were a kid, you had incentives like reading a certain number of books to collect tokens or participating to get something like pizza. All of this makes reading a game. Now, I'm not saying that this is a bad thing, but what I am saying is it hasn't stopped. We're still getting this as adults. Goodreads isn't the only book tracking platform out there now. There are countless platforms that all offer similar features, and to stand out, they all try and get your attention with different versions of those features. Don't get me wrong, I understand why these challenges are created. I understand that for a platform to stay relevant and to keep people using it, they need to release new features. It's one of the reasons why Goodreads users have been jumping ship for years and landing at the Storygraph shores. But sometimes these features feel like gimmicks rather than something users actually want. Take the new-ish 2025 achievement seasons on Goodreads. These are essentially digital limited edition bookmarks you can unlock after reading a book that ticks a certain box. For example, a community pick book or a book that Goodreads has listed as within their Hispanic Heritage Month. Once you read and finish a book that meets that criteria, the bookmark is revealed. Within the challenge, some of the criteria for the achievement aren't revealed until specific dates are met. This means you have to come back to Goodreads on that day to find out what the challenge is for that achievement. Goodreads is owned by Amazon, so although the challenges are marketed to help you read more variety or more diversity, here's what they actually do. They keep you coming back to the challenge and therefore Goodreads frequently. And here's the cynic in me. Sometimes the length of time that they give you to complete the challenge, and because they make you wait until it's revealed, means you are unlikely to get that book from a library loan unless you're lucky, which means you have to buy it. And where makes buying books easy, quick, and convenient? Amazon. This challenge in particular is a very cleverly manufactured way for Amazon to gamify Goodreads and keep you on the platform. They want your data and your money when you buy books, after all. Which begs the question, why are we being given features we're not actually asking for? Sure, there are plenty of people who use and enjoy these new challenges, but there are also a lot more people who are begging, and I mean begging, for some basic features that could make the platform so much better. One of which, for Goodreads at least, is half and quarter stars. And not only this, but when participating in a challenge like this, it turns what should be something for you into something you need to complete in order to feel accomplished. The books you pick to read have to tick one of these boxes, and preferably a couple. It turns reading into a game, one that you have to play properly to succeed at, which of course is the point. And if you're into it, then have at it. But if you find yourself shoehorning books in to get a digital achievement and foregoing books you might have read otherwise, or you're pressuring yourself to buy or attempt to borrow certain books and then read them in time just for this achievement, then that doesn't seem like a fun challenge to me. It seems like a lot of pressure verging on work. Now, Goodreads isn't the only platform that has challenges or goals built in. If you use something like the Storygraph, then you can, of course, set yearly reading goals, page and hour goals. But on top of this, you can create your own reading challenges from scratch, or join ones that other people have created. For example, I have an unfinished book series challenge where I log all the series books I need to finish. The Storygraph themselves have various challenges like Read the World and their genre challenge. The difference here is that the gamification is quite minimal, the end dates are long, and the variety of books you can read to fit the challenge is much larger. On Fable, you can set a yearly goal and watch your cute little flower wake up as you fill in the petals. On Pagebound, which is a really new platform, you can go on quests. While these challenges differ and have different impacts on you as a reader, the outcome is similar. You have added pressure as a reader to either read a certain amount in a year, or you need to tick the boxes to read specific types of books within a specific timeline. If you participate, you need to do so in order to feel a sense of achievement, and if you don't meet those achievements, you feel like you've failed. It's frustrating to me that this happens time and time again. We're not just talking about reading goals made at the start of the year anymore. We now have gamification and social pressure built into the apps we use on a daily basis. Let's be honest, you're not going to be the same reader from month to month. One month you might read 4 books, while the other month you might barely manage 1. And when that happens, especially if you've already had a sucky month or you feel bad for not reading as much for whatever reason, good or bad, you feel even worse because you don't get the achievement you wanted. The worst thing I see happening is people trying to find the shortest book possible that will hit as many of these achievements as possible because they want the achievements. Of course they do. It's built to make you want them. I don't blame anybody for wanting this to happen, and like I said, if you're enjoying it and get a lot of value from it, then you don't need me to tell you to carry on. But if you're anything like me and the added pressure isn't actually helping you to read more, in fact it makes you avoid reading altogether, then here's what we can do about it. The solution to all this may seem obvious. Don't participate in reading challenges. You don't have to. It doesn't matter if they're on Goodreads, Fable, the Storygraph, wherever. You don't have to participate if you don't want to. After all, they're bonus features that are optional, even if they're thrown in your face. If you find that the platform you do use is making you feel like you should be participating, then it might be time to consider switching to another one. I know it's a difficult choice. After all, I spent a year deciding if I was going to leave Goodreads or not, but it can be done. However, you might be the type of person who wants some kind of in-between, a way to give yourself some extra reading motivation that isn't filled with so much pressure. For this, I recommend thinking about what kind of challenge you might want to set for yourself and then creating it just for you. The types of challenges I think work best are ones that are not numbers-based, but more outcome-based. For example, for my unfinished series challenge, I want to try and focus on completing more series. My main goal is to do this more often so that I can wrap up existing series and then make room for starting new ones. But the thing is, this challenge is constantly changing because I'm adding new books to it all the time when I start a new series. I'm not perfect at it, but that's okay. It's a personal challenge created to ideally create better habits, i.e. finishing more series than I start. For you, this could be a challenge to read longer books, to challenge yourself to sit through longer stories, or shorter books so that you can explore the possibility of finding a shorter story that you love. Or it could be reading books in a new genre you've never explored before to break you out of your comfort zone, or just to allow you to appreciate the genres you read all the time more. All of these would ideally be free from pressure, an end date, or unrealistic goals. That way, you still give yourself a gentle nudge in your reading life, but the pressure is pretty much non-existent. When creating your personal challenge, you can do this in any way you want. I use the Storygraph for mine, and you can too. You can even make this challenge private, so only you can see it. If you don't want to use a platform though, because you'd rather avoid the challenge temptation, then you could create a spread in your journal, write a to-do list, or create a spreadsheet. Whichever medium you like to work in will work best for you. Don't spend ages putting this together though. The idea is that you get the challenge put together quickly so you can get to the most important part, reading just for you. So you tell me, do you feel like reading has become too competitive at the moment, or do you enjoy the extra ways to challenge yourself? Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time for another video.